Alright, hello, welcome to a new video. Today we're going to do this problem called kids with greatest number of candies, number 1431. It's an easy problem, LeetCode. There's a lot of descriptions, so let's just go through it. Alright, so I'm going to go through it with my problem solving process, so let's go through it. There are n kids with candies. You are given an integer array candies, so just to note, I think it's better if I just do like this, maybe. That's worse, but I'd just do like this. Okay, yeah, that's way better. Okay, so for input, I know that we're given integer array candies. Okay, where each element represents the number of candies that the index that the ith kid has. Okay, and an integer named extra candies. Okay, so integer extra candies, cool, which denotes the number of extra candies that you have. All right, so it says return a boolean array named result, so we know that our output is going to be a boolean array named result of length n. Okay, that makes sense. Where result I is true if after giving the ith kid all the extra candies. Okay, so the element is true if after giving the ith kid all the extra candies, they will have the greatest number of candies among all the kids, or false otherwise. Okay. So to note, I think that we can say so true is equal when greatest number of candies. False is equal after extra. False is not okay. So that makes sense. And then to note, it also says to note multiple kids can have max candies. I guess max is the correct term. So yeah, so now that I gone through the input and output and took some notes, I kind of want to ask some more questions if this was an actual interview. I would also say, is this array sorted? And they would say, like, obviously, like, no, because if you look at this example, the arrays are not sorted in order. And then another question that I had while thinking about the problem, just like reading over it, is that does the output array have to be matching with the input array of ith kids? Meaning that does the output array of like, so for the first ith kid, does it have to correlate to the ith, the same ith in the output array? And then I would feel like they would say yes, because if you look in here, in the example, that I mean, it's more obvious if you look at this one, because obviously 3 plus 1, that's not the max, which is 5. So we'll turn false here, which is in the same index position. So I guess that's like, that's my question answered. And then I guess I should ask like, can the input array be empty? And then that's also like, that's an okay question. If you scroll down here, they should say yes or no. So Candies length is equal to n, and then n has to be between 2 or 100. So less than equal to 2 and less than equal to 100. So yeah, so that's false. No. 2 more than equal to n, and then equal to 100. So it has to be between 2 or 100 inclusive. So yeah, it's kind of cool, I guess. And then I think that's all the questions I have. I obviously think that these constraints don't really matter, as like what is the value of, or what can the value be of the candies. I don't think that really matters as much. Maybe it could matter, when determining the max. Or the, I don't know, but we'll see. But I can't find a way that like that like uses this at all yet. I'll probably have to search it up, but I'm just gonna go through some approaches that I can. Oh, before my approaches, I wanted to go through some examples just to like showcase like I do understand the problem. So example one, let's say I don't. This is too big. Can I lower this down? X. Okay, cool. So let's just say we have the input to be, I guess what's a good one? I think like 6 and then like 3, 4, 2, I guess. And then we also have our extra candies to be, I would say just 2. I'll just say 2. So after that, we know that our input array will look like this. So we know that our max equals 6, right? And then the input array would be something like if they were all max candies, so 8. I mean, if we gave them all max candies, no, if we gave them all extra candies, I mean, because we're supposed to do that, right? So 8, and then 5. Almost said the wrong answer. 6, and then 4, and then as we can see here, there's only two numbers that are more than equal to the max. That's index 0 and index 1. So for our output, we'll be like, okay, we're gonna give you a Boolean array, which is true, false, right? That's what we will return. I feel like that's pretty straightforward, but let's just do another example where there's like all falses, I guess. So let's say that our input is 1. Oh no, there has to be like, there has to be 1 true, right? Wait, no, that doesn't make sense. No, it can't be all false. Wait, I don't know. I'll just do another example. 2, 3, and then 4, I guess. And then let's just say it's like 2 and then 4. Then let's just say it's we're given extra candies, we're 1. And then if we were to give all the elements or all the kids the extra candies, there'll be 1, there'll be 2, 3, 4, 5. And we know that the max is 4, right? So then there's only 1 kid with the max candies, or more than equal to the max candies, which is kid 2. Wait, 0, 1, 0, 1, 0, 1, 2, 3. Okay, yeah, kid 3 basically. So we will turn the array of false, 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 and then true. So yeah, that's kind of cool, I guess. That's example 2. I feel like I do understand the problem after going through it. So let's go ahead and just go through some approaches we can do to solve this problem. So for some approaches, there's only one I can think of right now. It's pretty simple. What I'm thinking about is that we can go through, we can look for max by going through for loop, no, iterating through input array to find max of the array. And then let me think. Then after that, what we can do is we can just basically once we iterate through it, we iterate again through array. And once we iterate again through the array, we basically add extra candies to all, and then we determine if ith is more than equal to max, and then basically we return the array, return Boolean array with those calculations, right? So that's what I'm thinking about, and that's the only one I know. To evaluate this would be O of n time, and then O1 extra space. Because we're only using, I guess it's O of n plus n, but that doesn't really matter. But I would say O of 1 extra space because we're only going to use like one variable to basically keep count of what the max is. So let's go ahead and plan this because I feel like this approach is pretty decent. So first off, we have to get user inputs. And then second off, we have to initialize max equal to 0 or something like that. And then we're going to iterate through input array to find max, and we can do that by saying like for I in range 0 all the way to up the length of the input array to the input array. And then we can say like, okay, so yeah, we can say, actually we can just do like for num in an array, you have to say like, okay, so we have to get the max of either, so let's say the max equal to the max of either num or the current max, and that's basically it, right? This could be pretty bad for like long arrays, but I think it's fine for now. I think this will solve the problem. And then once we get that, once found max, we have to basically add extra candies in an array. We can say like for I in range. For I in range. Oh yeah, we have to also initialize a boolean. So yeah, we have to initialize a boolean array. So get user inputs, initialize a bool array. Where I guess like what's like, ooh, I forgot how to initialize a boolean array. I think we have to say like false. So res equals like false times length of array, I guess. And then yes, this is a flag array, I guess. For I in range, starting from 0 all the way to the length of nums, or array basically, then we have to basically compare. So if array at I plus extra candies is more than equal to max, then at res at I, that's gonna be equal to true, right? And then from there, we'll go through all the numbers again, and it will determine if we give the ith kid an extra candy, or all the extra candies. If it's more than equal to the max that we found, then it will turn that ith kid, saying that it's true that they'll have the greatest number of candies if we give them all of them, right? So then once we get that, it'll go through all the elements, and then we can just return the result, which is the boolean array, right? I feel like that's pretty simple. Let's go ahead and code it up. So def main pass and call main in the code. Then I'm gonna make a function get greatest, I guess, and it's gonna take in our input, which is I'm just gonna name it nums, and then extra candies. I'm just gonna name it candies actually. Then I'm gonna pass it for now. Let's go get user input. Let's just, for our driver code, I'm going to just use our example. So I feel like I like this example of 6342 and then extra candies equal to 2. So array is equal to this, and then extra is equal to 2. And then we're going to call get greatest with the array and extra. And then I know that get greatest is going to return a boolean array. So I'm just going to print out its return value. And then what I'm going to do is I'm just going to basically follow my plan to implement get greatest, the function get greatest. So I already got so we got user input. Then we need to initialize a Boolean array. So result is going to equal to false times length of the nums array that we have. And we need to initialize a max to find out what the max is of the nums array. So max is equal to 0. Max candy is equal to 0. And then once we have initialized the max, we want to basically find the max. So we need to iterate through the input array. So we say for num and array, for num and nums, we want to basically say, okay, so the max candy is equal to the number that we're iterating through, or the max candy that we have currently. So we have to say max num or max candy, right? So that's basically it. And then once we find the max, we have to want to see if we give every kid the extra candy, all of the extra candies, we'll see if it's greater than the max and put that results in a Boolean array. So we say for I in range, starting from 0 all the way up to the length of nums. Oh, why is it like that? I didn't finish the, okay. I want to say, so if nums at I plus candies, which is the extra candies, is more than equal to the max candy that we found, then we want to say, okay, we want to say that this kid, so result at I, is true, that it would be the greatest if it had all the candies. And then we can just basically return the result, the result Boolean array, after we've gone through all the kids, right? So then we would just return it, and then it will print out the result. And then I feel like this should work even without me like going through it line by line. So what I'm gonna do is test it. But before we test it, I just want to reiterate that for this example with 6342, with our input 6342 and extra candies 2, that it will output this Boolean array of true, false, true, false. Let's go ahead and run it. Hopefully it works. Okay, so it does work. That's cool. Let's try it out with this one. So we should be getting false, 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 true. So was it, let's say 1, yeah. False, 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 true. Okay, so that's pretty good. So I feel like this works. And to evaluate, actually I don't want to evaluate now. I gotta see if it works in LeetCode. Pretty sure it should work in LeetCode if it worked in mine. Let's just double check. Name this to nums. Nums, and then was it candies? Did I say, yeah, candies, there you go. Candies. Cool. And it does run, but it's really slow. I think that's fine. I'll look up like a solution later. Okay, so yeah, that was my problem solving process to evaluate. Again, I said in our approach that it was O of n time because we're going through the lists basically 2 times. One to find the max, one to see if we give each kid the max amount of candies. No, if we give each kid like all the extra candies, we want to see if it's if they will have the greatest amount of candies. If we give them all the extra candies, right? And then O1 extra space because although we're initializing like a Boolean array, that's our result array that we want to output. But I'm not sure if that would count in our space complexity calculations. But either way, we're only using one variable called max candies that will determine that will hold like what is the max amount of candies that one kid has, right? So yeah, that's pretty much it. Yeah.